Hi, it's Trisha, and this episode is dedicated to monologues, picking them and working on them. So, for most auditions, you're going to need a 2-3 minute monologue, more in the 2 minute, because sometimes when you do 3 minutes, they'll stop you. It just depends who you're auditioning for. So monologues are not easy. They're not. I've struggled, have had my struggles with them, but I figured something out from all these years of working on them. And it's interesting because I guess with time you start to learn these things. So the two things that I figured out is first, connecting with the monologue from the very first moment when you start to read it. That's one. And then two, actually working on them and making very specific choices. So this is what I'm going to share with you today. So let's say you have 5 monologues, bring it down to 2 monologues. And once you have brought it down to one, you are going to see that that monologue that you picked is most likely you're connecting with it emotionally, physically. It's doing something for you. It's moving you in some way, emotionally, physically, and maybe even mentally. Okay. And this is not a mental thing. It is just naturally how sometimes when we're reading somebody else's words, how those words start to bounce in different places of our body and of our being. And sometimes we don't react, but sometimes we do. As actors, we're going to react. So once you have chosen a monologue and all this is going on, because what you feel when you read this monologue is instinctively what you as a person is connecting to. Then you start to break down the monologue into beginning, middle, and end. Some monologues are so well written that this happens naturally. Of course, when you start to work on it and you want to put your individual thumb on it, your individual version of it, you might want to change the way that it's broken down. Like where they broke it down, let's say in the middle, you might decide to change that, but that's up to you. So once you have done all that, make specific choices, personal choices about who are you talking to and what do you want from them? Do you want anything specific from them? And what are you saying? What is it that you want to say through these words that someone else wrote? And where are you emotionally that day? Because monologues do change with where you're at emotionally. And that's the mistake that I used to do. I used to feel that I have to force myself to be in an emotion for that monologue. And yes, you do to a point. But at the same token, you're like an everyday person just coming to do this audition. So whatever has happened to you that day, you can incorporate it in these words in some way and still maintain what you worked on originally. So start to make really specific choices about the monologue, who you're talking to, what you're talking about, what do you want from them, where are you at? Where are you at? Are you sitting in your home talking to them? Or be very clear about these things in your mind. And then once you have all that, you need to get out of your head about it. You need to make it physically in your body. The words are there in your body. So the more you recite it, the more you talk it out loud everywhere. Take it with you every single way, every single place. To cleaning the house, to doing the laundry, you're always reciting these words that you're working on, this monologue, so that it becomes a part of you. Because once it becomes a part of you, you can start to hear other things maybe that you missed in the original reading, and it changes. You might one day say, but I didn't see that line that way. But today it's a different way that I don't see that. There's something that changed. And it's because you're in a different place. And pay attention to that. The day of the audition, just allow it to come out of you because you've already done all this work on it. So you don't really need to get in your way about it. Get out of your way. Just let the words come out and have a great audition. If you do not have a great audition for whatever reason, just leave. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just keep going and say, okay, and learn from the mistakes that you did. And I know that's easier said than done. Believe me, I've cried after many auditions, but with time, I've gotten better about it, and now I even sometimes laugh about it. So I understand. But monologues, always remember, it is what you want to say with these words. You don't have enough time to work on the play. Don't get mental about the play. Just the words of the monologue, what you want to say in those 2 minutes that you have, who you're talking to, what you want to say, where are you at, and do you want anything from this words that you're saying? The clearer you are, the better, and just have fun. After that, it's just having fun. The rest of it is not within your control. If you enjoy this episode, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.